Hi, this is Am here with the Bulletin Board Heroes here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Thursday, the 26th of September. Starting off with the FTSE 100, which is still above the floor of that rising trend channel from this time last year, 82.30, the level there. That's also the area of the blue 50-day moving average. Above that, we're looking for a break of the May resistance line there at 83.60 to take us up to the top of that rising trend channel, and a possible target as high as 86.60. I suppose that would be on cue for the end of next month if things went very well, but obviously we do have aspects such as the budget, etc. in the way of that. On the downside, below 82.30, the risk of obviously retesting September support, 81.60 or so, but worst case is that we would go down to 80.30 and the 200-day moving average. But with the RSI above neutral 50 at 53, the glass is still half full rather than half empty at the moment. Moving on to the DAX, and here it's been about trying to get through that 19,000 level, which has been done today. We gapped higher at the beginning of the week, and we gapped higher again, which is a very strong signal there, and basically looking for the top of that rising trend channel from this time last year, as high as 20,100 to be hit by the end of next month. On the downside, not expecting anything lower now than 18,700 recent swing low support, and RSI well above the neutral 50 level and bounces above that suggest we've got an ongoing break to the upside. Worst case here would be a test of the 50-day line on the floor of the channel, 18,300, but not expecting that at the moment. Moving on to the Dow, and here pulling back from the best levels, but still above the old resistance, 41,500. In fact, while we're above that, really expecting this market to still hit as high as 43,000 by the end of next month, or even sooner. Maybe down to 41,300 is a worst case scenario, but that looks as though hopefully that would be it. Obviously, one would have to try and factor in a potential test of the 50-day line, but at this stage, not expecting that. Moving on to Bitcoin, and here continues to be a bit of a struggle in the 60,000s. Here you can see that we're just trading either side of the 200-day line, 63,700, and looking for the top of that falling trend channel from back in February at 68,000. Downside hopefully limited to the 50-day line, just under 60,000. Ideally, it would not even be more than or less than 61,600 and the floor of the latest gap to the upside. Moving along to gold, which hit the appointed target there. Basically, we were looking for 26.90. We got 26.94 yesterday, and right now trying to guess what the next level to the upside would be. I think at this stage, probably the fairest thing would be to be looking at a trajectory such as I'm drawing at the moment, which would be up towards 2,900, maybe by the end of November, and that would be valid while we hold above 26.20, which was the initial September resistance for this market. Moving on to the stocks, and starting off with Angus Energy, which I interviewed earlier in the month. Here it looks as though we're finally ready to move. We pushed through the 50-day line to 0.25, looking for the top of that falling trend channel, 0.47, by the end of, I suppose, November at this rate, but could get up to the 200-day line at 0.36 by the end of next month. Obviously, not expecting any new lows there now. Cyanconnode is next, and here, quite encouraging too. We've hit our initial target there again, around the 9.7 pence level. Above that on an end-of-day close basis, looking for the upper parallel of that triangle from April, as high as 12.6 pence by the end of next month. Core is back as well. I think I looked at it a couple of days ago. Very near to the first target there, around 2.45 pence. Next level up would be up to as high as 2.8 or 2.9 pence, hopefully over the next week or two. But just very interesting that the shares have managed to bounce so sharply. Looking at the news flow there, there hasn't been anything for a couple of days, so nice follow through after Tuesday's news. Moving on to the next situation, Cordel, and here a nice turnaround with a gap higher. We've got a rising trend channel there. First target there was the top of that channel, around 6.3 pence, the next level up to 8.5 pence, hopefully by the end of next month, while we stay above the 50-day line at 5 pence. Moving along to a stock which doesn't get much coverage here or anywhere else, and it is Clean Power Hydrogen. Here you can see we've gapped off the low, gapped above a rising 50-day line. Look at the top of the channel there, 21 pence by the end of next month, hoping that we stay above that 200-day line, 11.6 pence better than we did back in March. Next contender is Greatland, which I think has still probably surprised a lot of people with the strength that we've had after the mega fundraise, but we're now back up to the initial target there, which is the December resistance line, around 7 pence, end of day close above that, and we're looking for up to 8.5 pence by the end of next month, basically closing that gap. Quite an achievement on that particular situation, and not expecting anything lower than recent support, 6.3 pence. On to Helium 1, which is also edging higher and probably better than most expect as well. Here you can see that we're grappling with the 50 and 200-day lines. Our initial target there, 1.3 pence above that. We might finally fill that gap up to 1.72 pence by the end of next month. Ideally, we stay above the old July support there at a penny in the meantime. Moving on to mobile streams, which has been probably one of the best calls here of the year. And I suppose that's saying quite a lot, actually, given there have been quite a few of them. Here we had the breakout through the 0.05, 0.06 area, and it's been up and away. The best case scenario target previously was 0.18, and even that's been exceeded. Now we're left at looking for what was formerly support there around the 0.24 pence level, and then after that, maybe by the end of next month, as a best case scenario, up to 0.33, which was resistance on the way down in 2022. Moving on to Novacyt, which has been a frequently requested situation here. Disappointing, I would say, that we managed to fall back below the 50-day line. We bounced off it 2 or 3 times in the recent past. We need an end-of-day close back above that 67 pence and basically above that resistance line, the red one there from back in August, to get the rally going again. I suppose you could say that that's running around the 68 pence level, so an end-of-day close through that would also be a trigger. But the key here is being on the right side of the 50-day line, which we are currently not. Support there coming in at the 200-day line at 57 in the first instance. Moving on to a situation which maybe has got some people scratching their heads. We've got Phoenix Copper right at the lows. The market obsessing over the copper bond situation, which appears to be still in negotiation. Obviously we are back at the lows there, and an end-of-day close back below 10 pence. Presumably would be a momentum signal, but might just avoid that given the way that even though we're lower on this occasion, the RSI is a bit higher than it was earlier this month. So a bit of bullish divergence there, suggesting that we could have a bit of a rebound from current levels, maybe just back to 12 or 13 pence. Moving along to Reabold, where the cash position is improving, and that should mean that the share price improves as well. We're just trying to break that line there from back in November, around 0.06 above that, looking for 0.07 maybe by the end of next month. But it's a rather slow-moving situation at the moment. One of the stocks of the day has been Strategic Minerals, actually making money, which is quite a novelty, I think, for the small-cap miners. But here, decent rebound off the floor of that rising trend channel from back in May last year, and the top of the channel they're up to 0.36, which is the best-case scenario target for the end of next month. Obviously, we've had lots of sellers coming in at 0.3 pence plus in the recent past, but maybe today's news will deter them from doing so this time. Moving on to Sunda, the old Barron Oil, and here another go at trying to bounce off the floor of that rising trend channel from December. Top of the range, 0.12, which is what we're looking for maybe by the end of next month, although this looks rather slower than that. But the key here, breaking 0.08, which has been post-August resistance. Finishing off with a stock which I don't normally look at, Touchstone, but here just worth checking out that rising trend channel, which has been in place since, 5 years. In fact, top of the channel there, £1.13, looking for that, I suppose, over the next couple of months, while we remain above recent resistance around 102 pence. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.